Hey guys, it's Max. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, subscribe. I'll keep this short. So this is the last episode of our Asking UP students about UPCAT. And for this episode, we'll be asking Business Administration and Accountancy students or BA students about their UPCAT experiences. So thank you so much to Jed, Jemar, Alfonso, and Janina for joining me in this episode and hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name's Alfonso Siquia. I'm an incoming sophomore in the BAA, Business Administration and Accountancy course in UP Diliman.
Hi, I'm Janina Rodriguez. I'm incoming second year BS Business Administration and Accountancy.
I am Jemar Guanzon, BS Business Administration and Accountancy, incoming sophomore.
Hi, I'm Jed Daryl Laborada. I'm currently taking Business Administration and Accountancy in the UP Diliman, and I'm an incoming sophomore student.
Hello, so I'm Janel L. Usman.
I'm an incoming sophomore, BS Business Administration at the UP Diliman.
For my junior and senior high school, I studied in Paref Northfield, which is in Quezon City.
I graduated junior high school in Las Piñas City National Science High School, while I graduated senior high school in Elizabeth Seton School, Las Piñas.
So for my junior high school, I went to Doña Aurora National High School, Aurora Isabela. And for my senior high school, I went to Taguig Science High School in Taguig City.
It's a Chinese school called Grace Christian College.
Junior high school, nag-aral ako sa Imus National High School, Maine. And for senior high school, I studied at General Pantaleon Garcia Senior High School. Both are local public high schools dito sa Imus, Cavite.
Although we were a small school, I graduated as class valedictorian.
I actually graduated rank 1, although my high school average was just around 90 to 95%.
All throughout my high school, I received with high honors. In my junior high school, I received overall rank 3, and for my senior high school, I was the overall rank 5.
For junior high school, I ranked around 15 to 20. For senior high school, I was ranked top 7, top 3. Then I graduated with an overall rank for senior high of top 5.
Nung high school, lagi namang above the 90 yung average ko. And I completed junior high school and graduated senior high school naman na first ng completing or graduating class. So I guess that's also a contributing factor kung paano nakapasok ng UP.
I would say that my lowest grade was around 92, somewhere at that point.
My lowest grade during high school is 82, although my lowest final grade is 87.
These were mere estimates. I think the lowest grade in my junior high school was around 92, while for my senior high school, around 90.
Yeah, 86 or 88, I forgot. But in terms of the general average, my lowest would have been 94.8.
80 something, 83, 84, parang mga ganun. And that's because something messed up happened with our class. Hindi siya dahil talaga I flunked the subject. But because our class had an issue with our subject teacher na hindi ko na lang i-mention. Pero yun yung reason.
100.
My highest grade during high school is 99.
Junior high school, 99. Senior high school, 98.
96.13 or 96 point, I forgot, 96 point something.
If I recall correctly, nakakuha ako ng 100 for one subject. It's either 100 or 99 or 98.
Yes, I remember enrolling in a review center called Mentors Plus the summer before taking sets.
Yes, I did enroll in a review center. However, it's parang review sessions lang kasi it was hosted by our school tapos parang 7 days lang.
Yes, I enrolled in review centers. It was called Uplink.
I enrolled in 2 review centers. The first one was mandatory. It was made mandatory by our school called, it was Loyola Student Center here. And for the second one, it was a voluntary review center. To be frank, that second review center called UPCAT Review Masters didn't work for me.
Yep, I enrolled in review centers basically because feeling ko hindi enough yung mga natutunan ko nung high school. For one, no, medyo hindi ako seryoso mag-aral nung high school. And for another, alam naman natin yung situation sa mga public schools dito sa Pilipinas wherein medyo hindi talaga, I mean, mayroong mga public schools, especially yung mga science high schools na maganda yung quality ng education. Pero for a lot of local public high schools, medyo hindi siya maganda. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, no, yun talaga yung situation. So yeah, that's the reason why I enrolled in a review center. Because I felt na hindi enough yung natutunan ko nung high school.
During the mock exams, I remember placing around the 99th percentile during our mock trials.
I think I did pretty well during the mock exams kasi I got 60 to 90%.
So during the mock exams, particularly in uplink tutorials, I believe I was in the upper 10% of the batch.
For the mock exams, for LSC, I did pretty well. I believe I was always in the 99th or whatever percentile. Basta nasa top. And for UPCAT Review Masters, as far as I heard, parati naman yatang I was in the top 3 of our class, our specific class, comprised of around 40 people. So yeah, not bad.
For mock exams, okay naman. I often placed dun sa area na, kumbaga, I can enter UP. Pero, kumbaga, hindi pasok yung scores ko sa UP Diliman.
Well, I wouldn't say that I really had a strict studying routine, but I always made sure that I was, like during my free time in school or during weekends, I would get the time to study with friends. Like, I would make it a point to go out with them to study stuff together.
I actually did not have a review routine. What I did to prepare for the sets is parang I just reviewed on the topics na nahirapan ako during high school. Kunyari, like geometry theories and electron configuration. I just reviewed so that I could master the topic more.
So, yung review routine ko, iba siya nung bakasyon, iba nung school days. Nung bakasyon, one subject ang i-review ko per day. Pero nung school days, during weekends lang ako pwede makapag-review. And siguro ang review routine ko, I allot 2 hours for review. Initially, magsasagot ako ng mga questions. And then, i-check ko siya. Tapos yung mga wrong, yun yung study ko yung review material niya. Ayan. Parang reverse. Inuna ko yung question and answers and then sunod yung lessons. Parang itatama mo yung mga mali mo. Parang magfo-focus ka lang kung saan ka nagkamali.
My review routine, I have no review routine, but I do review. I try my best to force myself to review, especially after the vacation. During the academic year, since I knew to myself na I'm quite lazy and I had no systematic routine or review routine that I could actually follow, I just made it my goal to finish the reviewers that LSC gave us.
Review routine ko, wala talagang routine. So like, ang ginagawa ko lang nun, kapag meron akong extra time, dun ako nagre-review. Which is one thing na pinagsisisihan ko na dapat pala nag-allot ako ng special na schedule na time para sa pagka-aral, para sa entrance exams. Di sana mas okay yung mga scores ko.
I applied to the Big Four, UP, Ateneo, LaSalle, and UST.
I actually applied sa Big Four, which is UP, Ateneo, LaSalle, UST. Then, I also applied for DOST scholarship.
Ateneo, De La Salle, FEU, UST, PUP, may nakalimutan pa ba ako? PLM.
I applied to the Big Four universities, UPCAT, UP, Ateneo, LaSalle, and UST.
Bukod sa UP, I also applied for DLSU, UST, Cavite State University, PUP, and FEU.
Although our grade 12 year was quite heavy, we were given enough time naman to prepare. So I remember during our first semester, we had this period every week where we had time just to study for our sets. And during the weekends then naman, I would also once in a while review, catch up on some lessons and refresh my mind on what I learned.
What I did is try to do all the schoolworks and homeworks in school during my free time so that when I go home, parang focus na lang sa pag-a-apply and review for sets.
There are days na madami kang gagawin, parang madami kang assignments, projects, research proposals, or any other paperworks. During those days, I set off my review session for CETs. But when I believe the days are freer or pag mas lessen yung workload ng school, doon ako nagfo-focus sa CETs.
In terms of balancing CETs and academics, as I have said, wala naman akong routine talaga for the CETs and I prioritize my academics more. When I go home, I usually do my ACADS first. Sometimes I really have no time na or I'm too lazy or too sleepy na to study for the CETs.
Ayun nga, mas nag-focus ako sa academics kesa sa CETs, to be honest. Which is one thing I regret nga, no? Kasi iniisip ko nun is basta makakuha lang ako ng enough na score, makakapasok na ako dun sa university na ina-applyan ko. Which is, I guess, a wrong thinking. Kasi, for example, UP, no, merong cut-off sa UPG. And bukod sa cut-off sa UPG, meron lang ding limited na slots sa mga degree program. So, getting a really good score sa mga CETs would benefit a lot if most especially if the program that you are applying for is a degree program na mataas yung demand for new applicants.
Well, going into the UPCAT kasi, I wasn't too afraid because I honestly wanted to go to Ateneo. So for me, taking the UPCAT was like, it's okay if I didn't get in because it was more of like just to gauge on how I did. But honestly, after taking it naman, I felt well because I was able to answer most, if not all of the problems that they gave. And I found it quite easier compared to other sets.
I was really not confident after taking the UPCAT. Like, feeling ko hindi ako papasa. I think I did bad. Parang sobrang hindi ako confident kasi it was so hard.
Siguro ika-quantify ko na lang. After taking the UPCAT, I believe it was 80% chance of passing. Ganun yung perception ko kasi in items that I do not know, nakapag-eliminate ako ng at least 2 items. So, yung remaining 2, bahala na si Lord.
I say I'm not that confident, probably because all the anxiety, the fear of not passing and everything went to my brain and scared me. In terms of the test, it was pretty okay. My tactic was to answer everything and thankfully I was able to answer everything.
I wasn't confident actually kasi dami kong blank questions and at the same time marami akong hinalaan. Sobrang daming examinees, sobrang daming applicants and ilan lang naman yung kukunin sa UPD, most especially dun sa program ni in-applyan.
Honestly, it was more of advice that came from my family members because my grandparents have experience in business, so they recommended that having a background in accountancy was a good foundation when it came for me to start my own business or to work in entrepreneurship or work in a big company.
I chose UP kasi first, I like the course. I really want to pursue accountancy. Tapos, yun nga, maganda yung reputation niya since lagi siya mataas sa board exams.
I was torn between a scholarship offer in Ateneo, management honors yung course ko doon, versus dito sa UP, Business Administration and Accountancy. So I chose UP because it's more practicable. Parang in terms of living expenses, yung food, yung travel, and the like, parang mas makakatipid ako sa UP. Although pareho naman silang libre kasi yun nga, parehong scholars ng bayan, ganyan. And another factor bakit UP is yung quality ng or yung alignment ng course dun sa gusto ko maging future career. And I believe Business Administration and Accountancy would be broad enough to cover, for example, consultancy, fintech, accounting careers that I would take in the future. Although hindi ako sure anong path specifically ang itatahakin ko in the future, basta I believe it is inside Business Administration. I believe it is inside Accountancy.
I chose UP first of all, it's because it's free. Second, it's the best university in the country. And third, I want to open myself to a new environment, new people, new ideas, because I came from a very sheltered Chinese Christian school. After my first year in UP, it's really true that UP opens you to a lot of new ideas and, basically just a whole new environment.
Entering UP has always been a dream. Bata pa lang ako, elementary pa lang ata ako, UP na talaga yung dream kong pasukan. Alam mo yun, growing up, UP always held a prestige, a certain degree of prestige, na kapag ka nag-aral ka sa UP, ganito ganyan, you hear from your parents, you hear from different people, and then growing up then, I was able to understand that UP really is, kumbaga, a service-centric university. Kumbaga, you enter UP not just for your own education, not just for your own benefit, but also for you to be able to use that to contribute to the country, to your community.
I would advise them not to be too scared. Don't think of it too much. And always make sure to review once in a while to refresh your memory, to catch up on the things that you learned during your reviews sessions in your review class. And lastly, to always answer all the questions, because I know it's right minus wrong, but still, it's always safer to answer everything than to leave some blank.
The advice I want to give is first, maximize the time you have right now to review and build your stock knowledge kasi that's what you need during sets. Tapos, during sets, don't be pressured sa environment mo. Like, kunyari, minsan feeling mo ikaw na lang yung nagsasagot. Don't be pressured and just focus on your exam. Tapos ayun, always pray na lang.
So the tip is, review early. If you know na mag-take ka na ng UPCAT this year, dapat noong May pa lang or noong April pa lang kinakabahan ka na. Or at least nakapag-start ka na makapag-review ng mga weaknesses mo na subjects. Believe that UPCAT is not the only way to enter UP. If you are a UP or nothing na person, then I believe you can find ways to enter the university in other amazing ways possible. There are different narratives of people who entered the university through talent tests or through reconsideration of their applications. Believe in yourself and believe that you can ace the exam. In the end, nasa pagpili ninyo yan ng mga choices ng multiple choice. Nasa pag-eliminate ninyo yan ng choices and nasa grades ninyo ng junior high school to senior high school. And ano mang mangyari, believe in yourself. There's a bright future ahead of you.
First, as I have said, do your best. I believe that passing the UPCAT or whatever CET is never predetermined. It may be affected by your past academic performances, academic caliber, whatever. But in the end, the effort and the confidence the effort that you give before the CETs would still boost your chances of passing the CETs. For the UPCAT specifically, what for me the most important thing UPCAT takers have to realize and remember is that the UPCAT is not everything. UP is not everything. UPCAT is just one of the CETs you can take. UP is just one of the 1,000 universities in our country that could give you academic excellence and such. So don't overthink it. If UP is not for you, just accept it because then Nothing will come out of thinking too much about UPCAT. UPCAT shouldn't define you as a person. UPCAT shouldn't make you any less you are right now as a person. And although passing the UPCAT is a great thing, it shouldn't define you as a person, and it shouldn't define whether you're gonna attain success or not. So to the UPCAT takers, do your best, and I hope you all pass. Good luck. Padayon.
Number one, review. Review as early as now. And for another, no, accept the fact na there is always the possibility na things won't go your way. Ayun, going back nga dun sa sinabi ko kanina, my high school education, kumbaga yung pundasyon ng knowledge ko for the entrance examinations, were not really excellent. Kumbaga, let's be honest, yung situation ng education dito sa Philippines for public schools, hindi talaga siya maganda. And that is, I guess, a kind of controversial statement, no? Pero that's the reality, and we need to face that. Pero ayun nga, students from public schools, when compared to students who came from, say, who graduated from the Big Four, for example, meron talagang vast na difference. And I personally witnessed that. Kumbaga, I even remember ng mga first days ko sa UP na parang, what the heck, tinuro sa inyo yan? Or yung mga yung mga ganong thinking, stuff like that, na looking back, is it just a coincidence, kumbaga, or isolated case ba na hindi ganun ka-solid yung foundation ng education ko? Or yun talaga yung situation ng mga galing ng public schools? And upon reading articles and stuff like that, I realized na ganun talaga yung situation for a lot. You also cannot completely blame din naman the teachers kasi, I mean, for one, pinagsisiksik yung maraming students sa isang klase. And for another, hindi well compensated yung mga educators natin. And a lot of other factors na can contribute to decreasing the conduciveness ng education sa public schools, no? So, I mean, ang dami kong sinasabi, pero it all boils down to malaking contributing factor talaga yung education mo for high school sa pagpasa mo for prestigious universities like UP nga, no? Again, it all boils down lang naman to the idea na I think that my high school education was not conducive enough. Kaya, ayun, hindi ako confident na makakapasok ako ng UP compared to the great competition out there.